In fact, you see, settlement is deformation. Deformation. Here you see, settlement is a deformation. Deformation of soil. In fact, you see, the deformation happen in 3 directions, but we strictly confine the deformation in a vertical direction. So that is, see, the vertical displacement or deformation of soil is called settlement. Settlement. Settlement is nothing but vertical deformation. Vertical deformation of soil mass is called settlement. Now, immediately you will ask a question, sir, what about types of settlement? Here, I can tell you there are 2 types. One is uniform settlement. Another word you can guess now, other type of the settlement, types of settlements. Uniform settlement, and another word is non-uniform, that we are trying to call as differential settlement. Differential settlement. Now, someone can ask me, sir, what is uniform settlement? Here you see, I have a foundation. No doubt, this is the foundation. Here you see, if you see a foundation for a column, I have another foundation also. Edges and footing. Edges and footing is also there. Here you see, I have a settlement here. You see, of this footing, and we have a settlement from this footing. The magnitude you see, for example, let me tell you, this is 25 mm. The settlement of the footing 1. Now the settlement of the footing 2, I can call it as delta 1. Is also, let me tell you, delta 2 is also something 26 mm. This is almost uniform. The settlement, the magnitude of settlement of these adjacent footings is almost the same. So if the magnitude of settlement is the same, then we can call it as uniform settlement. In fact, you see, uniform settlement will not damage much to the structure. See, if the settlement of all the footings, if the settlement of all the footings is the same, there is no much damage to the structure. In fact, so it was actually understood many times. Actually, it was understood many times. Especially the first case, actually, it was come out in Mexico City. In Mexico City, lot of structures are actually settled more than prescribed value, but unfortunately, there is no visible cracks in the superstructure. There is no visible cracks in the superstructure. This was happening in the South America. This was happening in the North America itself. I'm sorry, it's Mexico is part of North America. So now you see, many times we used to see uniform settlement, but uniform settlement will not cause harm to structures. Now you see, sometimes what happens, the magnitude of settlement is different. You can see here, the settlement here is, you see, footing settlement is something delta 1. The another footing, the settlement is delta 2. I can tell you, delta 2. Now the difference of the settlements, what did I say? Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Now you see, the change in settlement, one can see delta 2 minus delta 1, the difference within this span, center to center between columns is L. Now angle of distortion is equal to delta by L. Delta by L. So I can tell you one thing, theta is angular distortion. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా రేపు స్ట్రక్చర్స్ డిజైన్ చేసేటప్పుడు యూ షుడ్ కీప్ యాంగులర్ డిస్టోర్షన్ ఇన్ యువర్ మైండ్. మన కోడ్ లో ఇచ్చారండి, మన ఇండియన్ స్టాండర్డ్ కోడ్ IS 1904. I already mentioned 1904. They clearly given the permissible values of settlement.